Okay, good afternoon to the YouTube viewers. We're live on YouTube now. We'll start in just about a minute. Everybody get settled down. And don't worry, nothing is going away from you. What does it mean when you say work on the chart? Can you explain it? Doing analysis on the chart, my friend. The chart is your tool, right? It's your working tool. It's your instrument you use to trade. So you got to do all the analysis on the chart. Sitting for hours doing that. That's what I mean. I think you got the answer to your question there immediately. Let's go. We'll start with a count as usual. So let's go. We're going up very slow, but we're going up constantly. So we're at 68, 69. It was at 71 at one point. From where we started the week at 341. You have to add 20. And now you will have to add about 23,000 to that, right? Because the full sum is about 29,000 and you have a minus of 5,000 in that. So you 24,000, about 24,000 to that. So if you add 24,000, it's close to 20, that's 80, about 90 something, 390 something. So that's where we are. And this one has gone up a little too. That was 445. I think it's 460 now. Those are small trades that I'm taking. They're not actually trades that go. So let's start with the trades we were in yesterday that we're not in today. As you can see, I'll start with the Pong Oz. That was the one that actually went really nice, but that didn't go. So let's start with the Pong Oz. What happened to it? So Pong Oz, we had an entry order from this point. I think all of you remember we entered under this low. It went really nice, but then it came back really fast. I did not do anything when it came back up because as usual, when it comes back up like this, if they're going to continue to go up, right? If this is going to continue to go up, it will make a flag here. Let me use a different color. It will make a flag here and then it will go. And that's when I either take off the trade or put it to break even. But because they came down back really fast, the move actually went down back really fast. I put it to, well, a little more than break even, about 10 pips. And this one in this morning actually took me out for 10 pips, right? So I got a 10 pips there in that one. This move out, it took me out before the spike. They would actually come up back up before that spike. I think the spike was 5 a.m. my time, somewhere there. They had news in the Aussie dollar. And they made a flat. So you can see they made a 1, 2, 3 flat and it dropped. So it's here now, which by the way, would have been a good sell setup for us. But the reason I'm not going with a sell now is because of the structure that we noticed. And I'm going to show you the structure in all the Pong pairs, right? So we have an impulse. We have a correction here. And as you can see, they made a move, pull back, made a pullback, and they're dropping. When they do this very often, when you make a correction like that, you want to see them drop. That is why we took the trade in the first place. You want to see like a correction like this, you want to see them go. When they go like this, they're trending. When they keep pulling back like this, what you find is that this pullback tends to make a new high and then drop. Right? Structurally, they can go make a new high. Nothing is wrong with that. You might get a new high here and then you actually drop. Because if they're not going down after a consolidation like that, then they're pretty often not going to go. So you can look at any consolidation and you can see if you took this consolidation, they went up. Took that consolidation, they went up. They didn't start doing this here, right? If they start doing that, and I probably could find somewhere to show you that when they start making moves like that, they literally don't go. Let me see if I can find one. This went, that's a consolidation. This went, we'll find a consolidation where they didn't go. For this one, that's not a good, this one actually consolidated right then back. I need to find one where they didn't go. They just start going sideways and we can probably see, for example, this one. When they broke here, well, this one went a little, but then they start to do this. When they start to do that, they reverse. They don't go more because they should continue to go if they're going to trend. So what it's telling us is that be careful, it might not be trending as yet. They start to go very slow. So with slow moves like this, see what happens here when you break the consolidation and you start to do that, you actually go back up. This is doing the same thing, but on a lower degree. So that means selling the last impulse down in this pattern is not a good idea. It's not the best idea, right? So to sell this, I would want to see a drop and a pullback with a consolidation like that. And that means we get a sell setup. So this one, instead of taking this trade, what I did is I took the Aussie trade. I'll show you the Aussie trade and I'll show you. I took the Aussie trade in the break here this morning. So this happened during the night, and then they pulled back. They made a flag here. I put an entry order. I took that trade, and it started to pull back. Same thing. They break out. They didn't go. They started to pull back. I just closed the trade, and I put another entry order on top here. I still think the Aussie is going to go, but it's going very slow. So we might get a bigger consolidation here, and then we should get this takeoff. So we might end up with a consolidation like this now. Something like this here. And then we'll get the takeoff. So hopefully tomorrow we get that trade, but I'll have the entry order there. On the 1 hour, we might even get it today. I'm not sure, but there's a good chance that they might make a move up today. Let's see. If they go back, then I'm not interested in the sell. I've already made this. We're looking for a very big move to the upside. So that Aussie trade closed. More for me, that's like a break-even $900. That's a break-even trade. That didn't go anywhere, right? So that's a trade you took. The Pong Oz also closed more like a break-even. The two trades beside the Pong Oz that I'm in is the Euro New Zealand. As you can see, that one has gone down to 4,000 here. I closed the buy for minus 2,000 because I was in the buy too. When it started to come down, I closed that for minus 2,000, and 4,000 now from 10,000 to 4,000 moved down in the sell because it has moved out of the consolidation. So we may be starting to selling this very active now, right? We just broke out of the trend. They've just broke out of the trend and they're making a consolidation here. That's a good sign. You actually want them to consolidate somewhat here, and then we will get this sell. That sell should go really fast because we've already have the consolidation here. That's your impulse. That's your consolidation. This small one should take off really fast. So let's see if we get that trade today. This would be a very nice trade because remember the bigger picture, and this is way down to the bottom here, right? So you can see top of a running flat. Oh, I was explaining this to somebody. Sorry about that. You will see a lot of explanation in it. So, okay. You guys can have a look at it. Basically, somebody is asking me what is the trade setup and that. So you see this flat here. You see the two impulses. You see that impulse. This is the flat. This is the next impulse. This is the trade we're looking for, right? So you can see why selling at the top here is a good idea. If you get what I'm saying, think about this one and think of if you had actually bought it at the bottom here. Let's say you bought this one at the bottom here before they do this, right? You're in 1, 2, 3. You got 1, 2. Just turn it around and you will see you're here. And we are actually selling here. So although I'm upside down 4,000 and it was upside down 10,000, if they come here, that should be about 60,000 profit. And if they come here, that would be pretty good. You just have to keep the trade all the way to that level, right? So you can see there's a big correction here. There's a pullback here. There's a correction. So you would expect it's going to go down with corrections and pullback and corrections, which means we can add more trade onto it if it goes. This is what technical trader will call a head and shoulder. This is their head and this would be their shoulder. What they're actually saying is that they don't know that this is an impulse, a correction, an impulse, a correction, and another impulse. Basic stuff, right? That's how we look at it. They will technically call it a head and shoulder. So let's see, you're at the top of that correction. And if you can get in at a trade here, very good, that goes immediately, good for you. If you're in for a while, no big deal. So today they're going to tell us when they consolidate here. I don't think they'll retest the top. It's possible, but I don't think they'll do it. Right? It's very possible they can go retest the top. Remember when we saw this one, I told you that was Monday. I told you there's a good chance they're going to retest the top because of this running flat in here. And they did retest the top. Broke the top, they fall. This is a sharp impulse. We get a flag here. We're looking for a sell. See how the magic works? I told you they will very likely retest that top because of this pattern. Not because of some news event or because somebody is doing something. I told you, watch the pattern. When they behave like this, they go retest the top, then they come down. Right? So what we want to see to confirm that. There's a delay in the video and the song. Anybody else getting a delay? So it's your side, the delay. You need to log off, log on back, and it will be okay. Right? So the delay is only on your side. So if we get this now, that's the best entry order if this goes, because that one should be perfect. So let's see if we get it. If they go back up, I don't want them to go back too deep, because if they go too deep, that means they retest the top again. Right? We make another flat here and they retest the top. You probably just stay here for a longer while. I don't think we should see that. We should see it go now. So let's wait and see if we get the go. It eventually will go. It doesn't matter how long they take here. If you go back to that one I showed you in the 1 hour, remember the big one that took off to the upside? Let's go back to there and look at the 1 hour. You'll see they take sometimes very long to go, but when they go, they really move. This was it, right? I think this is it. Yes, this was it before you go. No, this is the bigger one. This is just the one we are in now. We have to go across here and find this one, right? This flat here, see? This one. See, if you were buying the break of this, if you were buying the break of that anywhere here, they went up, they took a long time here, they actually retest the low, and then look how they went up, pretty slow. It didn't go very fast. So you can see sometimes when they're leaving, they leave very, very slow, but they eventually go. So let's see if this is going to go now. I think we're about to get the go. Let's see if that go is going to be today. That is for this one. The silver, I can show you the silver. You know I'm in the silver trade. I'm just looking at this as a big sideways correction now. I don't really like it when they consolidate so much, because when they consolidate so much, that's not the go. That is actually not the go. And a very good chance they might even want to retest the low before they go, right? Because if this becomes the top or this becomes the top, this will be a move to retest the low. I hope they break out of this today and we break out of the top, because if we break out of the top, then we would check the pattern to see whether there's a possibility for one more down. And the way it's going now, I think there's a very, very big possibility for that. Make one more down, probably come out here today. If they do come out of this pattern here today, they'll probably do this, and there's a good chance they can retest the low before they go, making this a flat, right? This was a running flat here. They could probably make this into flat, and then if we see a flat pattern there that has a possibility for down, from here we will look for a sell opportunity. If they break and they keep going, well, then that's good. Can they retest the low from here? Structurally, it's possible, but it's rare when they consolidate so much here that they do it. And when they do that, they'll not retest this, though. They'll most likely retest this, the low within the consolidation. So, they will just probably do this and then go back up. It's rare. Most times you will see them make an attempt to the upside. So let's see what it does. We have no idea right now, right? Because it's in consolidation, you just have to wait it out. So that is for the silver trade. Why is this like that? That's for the silver trade. Why is it behaving like that? Got it. So the silver trade we've got, that's the biggest loss. Most of the drawdown you see here is in the silver trade, actually. So we'll just wait and see what it does. Those are the only two trades I have on right now. The shorter trades I took this morning was the pound dollar on a buy. It eventually went up, but it was a short trade. I just closed it. It came down back pretty fast. And the Aussie that I took, I showed you the Aussie, and the CAD. I sold the CAD also, but I closed it because the CAD is pulling back already. So I sold the CAD on the break of this flag here on the 60 minutes. 60 minutes, I sold the break of that flag there. And I thought they would come and tag this low, right? So the idea was sell that to tag the low and then close it. Well, they started to go back up before then, so I just closed the trade, pretty much, right? So I closed it somewhere here. Well, once they start moving back up, because now they're not tagging the low. We're in a big sideways. That's not a long-term trade. That's just a very short trade when you have nothing else to do and you're a bit bored. Like I said, if I take a $50,000 and I have to make those short trades, at one point that $1,000 you saw there was at $3,000. That $1,000 was at 1.3,000. Pull back and then I closed it, right? So yesterday the pound Oz trade was at $6,000 and I ended up closing it for less than 1,000. See, so if I have to take a small account and take these small trades and just take small trades and close them and double that account, it's not a problem. I could do that in couple months. I'll double it, $100,000 account pretty easy. It's not difficult to do, but my plan is a little different. What I am doing is I can't show that to an investor and say, this is what I do, but I would like you to give me a lot of money to trade for you. He's going to say, well, I like what you do. I can see you're making money, but that's not what I want to do with my money. I have to show him something that is more long-term, more sustainable to his understanding of what trading is, right? You bought it at this price, you kept it for 6 months, and then you sold it at that price, you made money. You kept it for 6 months, you closed it, you took a loss. Okay, I understand that, right? People with different mentality, people with different things. So you don't do what I do. I'm repeating it again today. You don't do what I do. I'm doing something else. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing willful things that I know, breaking some rules from what retail traders are doing because I'm training myself differently, right? If I want to do concrete work, which means I'm talking too much, you can leave the webinar right now if you don't like what I do. Let me just make that clear to everybody. This is my show. I'm showing you how I trade and I'm explaining to you how I trade. If you don't have the patience and time to listen, you know how to exit, right? What is your name? Elishab? Elishab, you know how to leave the room, or should I help you? You can leave right now. I don't have the time to waste with you. You don't like what I do, right? You go, right? Yes, the mic is mine. I own it. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave right now. I'm telling you what I do and how I trade, and I'm explaining to you how you don't do that and save yourself and learn to trade. You came here for a trade, leave now. The plan is not for me to give you a trade. You're not even supposed to take a trade, right? And you think that is not solid work, explaining to people how to manage risk in trades? You probably are pretty much mature in trading if you don't know that. So let's go. Don't disturb. I'll start removing people who disturb. My patience are very little with that, right? So let's go. Solid work. Let's go back to what we're doing. Don't disturb when I'm doing, right? This is pretty safe. So far we have no more trade. Does those 3 small trades and that, let's go. So what are the trades I'm in now? Entry orders. Let me show you the entry orders I'm in. I have an entry order for Swiss. I have an entry order for New Zealand. I have an entry order for Aussie and an entry order for Swiss yen. Let's look at those. Aussie, the entry order I'm in is right at the top here. It's going back down. See, that's why I took it out, because I realized it's not going to go, right? Once they do this and they pull back, they're not going. That's something you would learn when you do wave analysis. Take it out, put an entry. Now this could still go. This is the low of this move. If they're going to go now, they're going to consolidate here much more and then go. So this trade might not be here today. Very rare chance they're going to take off, right? It's going to go. From the New Zealand is the same trade. Entry order at the top there. They made a very sharp move out of here. If they consolidate in here, we want the trade. The idea of putting an entry order is if they don't consolidate very much and they just take off. I think we might get a consolidation now. Now that they've come here, they'll probably do something like this. They'll do something like that, and then we'll get the trade. That will take a while. So we might not get it today. If they retest the low, we'll look for a buy opportunity. Remember, this is the low. That's the impulse. We're still within that impulse. We're still consolidating within the impulse. So the buy is still very possible. We have it on the Swiss. The Swiss is a sell setup because you can see them consolidating here. If they break that low, I want the trade. I'll show you the trade in the 4 hour. So if you're looking at it in the 4 hour, if you look at when they're going up, every time they make, you can look at these, every time they make one, every time they make one, every time they make one. So you're making one here. If they stayed here, we want that trade. This could be a very nice trade here if they consolidate there and decide to drop. Let's see what else we have. And we have the Swiss yen. The Swiss and the yen one, right? We have the yen. I have the yen also. I probably didn't miss the yen one. We have the yen entry order there. The yen entry order is just about above this top. We're not taking in. It's just above here. That's the trade. So they're consolidating. I see this is a consolidation. Let's see if they break the consolidation. If they break the consolidation and we see that as a flat, I'll close the trade for break even on the way down. So I'm expecting this to go. Let's see if it goes. Next one. Solid, we have that. I think the Swiss yen is the next one we have, right? So the Swiss yen. These are the trades that I'm looking at right now, right? Here in New Zealand, I expect it to go down. Swiss yen. This is the CAD yen, sorry. I wanted to put the CAD yen this morning, but because I took the CAD, I took off the CAD yen. I didn't want to take 2 of the same thing, right? Because if the CAD is going to go down, CAD yen, I probably should have taken the CAD yen because the CAD yen is still going, right? It is, that's just a choice. You make a choice and you get it wrong. And let's go with the next one is the Swiss yen. Where do you have? Oh, got it, Swiss yen. So this is the trade. The entries at the top there. I think this is going to consolidate more. I can see them dropping here. That's a nice short-term trade if you want. Breaks this low and then probably go back up, right? So that would be a short-term trade. If that happens tomorrow in the day, I'll sell it and then buy it. If it happens now, I'll not do anything. I'll just leave it to go. So we'll see which way that goes, right? Let's leave that there. Euro New Zealand, I already explained to everybody. We're waiting for consolidation here. They will have to consolidate here a while, and then we'll make a flag or something, and then we'll go for the trade, right? I'm expecting I'm expecting this to go out. Let's see if they go out, and probably we test this stop today. Let's see. There are a number of ways this can develop. We discussed that. If I took them all the patterns and the possibility of how they can develop, because I'm not going to discuss them in this room, but we did it in our trading room, and there were at least three versions of how this could develop. Right? Three possibilities. All as it stand right now are very possible. Now, here's the good thing. If you know all the possibilities of how this could develop, you know how to manage your trades when you're in them. That's all. The knowledge of how it could develop will help you to understand what you should be doing, right? So let's see. If New Zealand goes up pretty fast, we might get that trade today. If New Zealand, take off today, we might get this trade. Let's see in the 15. Yeah, if they go very fast, they can actually pull back like this and take off, we'll get the trade. You want gold to follow before it goes. All right, I'm not sure gold will do what you want it to do, but I see. Remember, I told you this yesterday, right? Why you should put your entry order here, right? All of you were in the room yesterday, right? Anybody joining for the first time today? Joining the live session for the first time today? Okay, one person. So I guess pretty much nobody new came into the room. That's surprising. I thought all of you guys will be bringing a friend, so we will have a lot of new people. So I told you watch this because there's a good chance they're going to do this and then they're going to go, right? So remember, that's exactly what they're doing. You got a flag, they're probably going to come to this level. And even with this, it doesn't mean that they're going to go up immediately, because if this becomes a 1, 2, 3 within this structure, they will probably do this, come back here, and then go. You will get a bigger correction in the middle here. You will get a 1, 2, 3, and this would be a perfect place to buy. See? So that's how structure can develop themselves. And that's what we're looking for. Let's see when they break below what happens. So now you can put this trend line here and wait to see when they break this low for your setup. That's a consolidation for upside. Right? I think this one is pretty clear. You make an impulse, you're consolidating here, and then you're going to take off. See that place? That would be a good one. So that might be encouraging. It means silver might follow. Might follow, not necessarily will follow. So those are the trades we are looking at. Any trades that is happening right now, I think no. There are some in the pound pairs, like the pound Aussie. I told you that's one. I just don't like it anymore because of where we are. I'd rather go with the Aussie if the Aussie goes up. Most likely next week. You could still get this week. You see, I'm on the 1 hour, right? I'm on the 15 minutes now. Let's go into 1 hour. On the 1 hour, all of this could happen within the next, 5, 6 hours. They could fall here and take off within a couple hours. So this trade could possibly happen today. If they stay in the consolidation for a longer time, it could happen until maybe next week, maybe the week after. The time of the consolidation is sometimes takes much more than you can imagine, right? Yes, Euro USD. Oh, Euro trade also I got taken out for break even. Remember, we put that to break even, and I got taken out of that for break even. So they didn't tag the low. So we're looking at two options right now. I still don't think this is all the move down. Remember, we're looking for a move of this size. Now, this might be it, but it's a little too small. And what I think they're doing right now is two ways you can look at this. This here is a flat. See this piece? They just made a flat there. They broke that little one and they made a flat. That is a flat for upside. So they might just come to this top here, break this top, drop to the bottom here. You get 1, 2, 3. They can go down and drop to this level and then go back up. That's one option. As you see, I have it there. The second option is they just take off from here. So if you're going to put a buy here, here's your risk. And this is where traders get trapped because they don't know wave analysis. So they would look at this as a flat and they'll put an entry order to buy here. It comes and it tags them like this, drop to the low here and then go back. See, that is a possibility. If you know that that possibility exists, as you see, we have it here, you're not going to take the breakout trade because the breakout trade is a dangerous trade. What you would look for is you would look for a flag after that to go with it. The flag will confirm the upside and then we will go with this trade up. If they come to the low, we will get the sell. We'll definitely get the sell to this low, and then we will look for the buy. I'm more inclined to believe they will come to the low here today, and then we'll get the trade to the upside. So let's see. If we want the buy setup, I'm not sure by taking the buy at this level is a good idea. That's a risky trade, and I'm not sure whether I should take a risky trade in here because you have to manage it differently. So we'll wait for this. We'll wait to see if they go up. If this is a 1, 2, 3, and they go up and break the top, wait for a flag. And if we get a flag, then we'll take the trade today. If you don't get a flag, they can reverse this. We will go with the sell from this point. Right? So we'll wait to see which one of those two options they give us. There isn't a trade setup in it. It's in consolidation. So we're trying to make a trade in the consolidation. See, it's in a consolidation. And we are trying to say, give us a trade inside of that little consolidation there. When this thing starts to move, you're going to get the trade eventually. The bigger picture is upside. Right? So let's wait on this and see. What other trades you guys are looking at, you want us to look at? All the pound pairs, you have to wait until they consolidate before you go for a trade. By the way, while we have time, let me show you the possibility of some of the pound pairs to make a move to the upside is very strong. Remember, we told you we want to wait for this. We were here Monday, right? I said I wanted to come and break this low. It did that, so we're going to watch what happens here now, because there's a good chance this could go back up, make a new high, and then fall. That is very possible, right? Because this could be a flat within the bigger one. It might even make more than one move up, and then it's going to come down. That's a possibility, not necessary. If they make a flag here now, and by flag I mean a 4-hour or a daily correction, not the smaller corrections. If they make a bigger correction like this here, we will all be selling. That will confirm that this correction is totally over and we are going down for longer term. That means we will confirm this trade to the downside, this here. So we want something like this in this move. So we've got this, and because of the way this is structured, they can still do this and come down. That's one option. Second option is give us a correction here, and we will sell this down. That move down will be pretty fast. So once the low is broken, we have to wait now for confirmation. If you're taking any 60-minute trade in there, move your stop. So if you took this 60-minute trade, move your stop into profit, because this thing, it could make another small flag like that or another small flag like that and go. Once they make those small flags and move, you make sure you move your stops, because now there's a good chance for a bigger correction to happen. That is for the pound CAD. Pound Swiss, same thing. I showed you this. They're going to come to this low. They're at the low. So now they have to tell us, is this a flat? And this one looks much more like a possible flat for one more up and then downside on the big picture, right? So if you're going to sell short-term 60-minute trader, you have to be very, very careful. If this is the downside, if this is totally going down, again, we wanted to break. We wanted to make a small correction here in the daily, and then we're going to get it. We're not going to get these trades here. These trades are next week, a week from now or so. You want a consolidation like that, consolidation like this, to confirm the next impulse. So if we get a consolidation like that, we're going. If they start to reverse, we can buy it back to the top here. Buy that back to the top before they go down. Which is it going to be? Well, now you have to wait. You're at a point where the pattern is going to tell you which of those two options are going to come up. Pound yen, this one is almost sure to go up, because remember, I've been saying this for a very long time, that the pound yen is the only pound structure that has an up move, right? This one is making a 1, 2, 3. This is the only one that shows the possibility to come and retest this top before they go down, because we are looking at 1, 2, 3, and then the downside. This is your big impulse. You're making a big correction here. Come back to this level and then go. So this one definitely has a pattern that's showing upside. Silver is moving, that's good. Right? This one is showing you that it could go up. And if you buy this, this might be not necessarily the pound is going up so strong, but the yen could be the moving factor in this one to the upside, because all the yen pairs have upside. Let's go to the pound CAD, pound Swiss. Those three, the pound CAD, the pound Swiss, the pound yen. The pound Aussie and the pound New Zealand, they're pretty much like not very confirming what the pattern is going to be. Right? And they don't have a daily upside. If they get an up move, it's going to be more in a 4-hour. Up move, break the top, turn to the downside. So those two have different structure from the rest of the pound pairs. Pound dollar is pretty much in a sideways move. The pound dollar is pretty much in a sideways. It's not, they can make a new move up. See that? It's pretty much in this big sideways move here. We can watch this go back up there, possible, something like this, and then come down. That is a possibility. or they can make a correction here and drop. So a correction is coming somewhere here soon. They can go a little more and then start to make something like this. If we get a correction like that somewhere here, that will mean downside. So which is it? Well, wait, we will see. We don't know that as yet, right? You just have to wait. Go back to the 1 hour and let's see if we get any trade here. If you're looking for a trade on this, be careful. If you're in the sell, move your stops because there's a good chance they're going to do this and then drop. If they're going to drop, they will get a pullback before they go. We're looking at a possible running flat in the making. So Rand, we'll come and check the Rand just now. Let's, I think I have the Rand on. Let me see. Where am I? It's pulling back deep still, but it's not downside as yet. See, they're just pulling back deep. You're looking at the structure, and within the structure, this might still go back up there. They have to, well, not have to, but we like them to break that top at least. And you've just got this 1, 2, 3 here, right? So this has to go back and even tag that top. If you look at this as the correction, you're expecting this to go back up more. Look at the trade inside of here. Let's see what we have there in the 1 hour. We're looking at this piece in here. See, they're going down slowly, but it's not, the big structure is still more upside. So if you're taking these small buys and you can see they're not actually going anywhere, they're just kind of consolidating. They drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop, you know, like this. When they do this, they can do that. So you may want to start looking for a buy like that, something like this, that move up. Very possible, right? So we'll look at the rest of them. Let's see. Yeah, the buy setup is what I'd be looking for if I was you too. So wait for it. It's probably going to happen. Let's see what else we're looking at that could move now. The yen might be the one we could get today if it breaks out. If the yen break out, I have an entry order there for this trade. We can take this trade. And I think I should make the disclosure. These are all my trades. I'm taking them. I'm not giving anybody any trade entry or any trade advice. I'm just showing you how I trade. So if you're taking any trade, it's all on yourself, right? It's on your own risk. Aussie Swiss. Let's look at the Aussie Swiss. Like all Aussie trades, we're looking for a turn. There was a choice. You can actually put an entry order above the top here. That's a good one, I think. It's the same thing as the Aussie dollar. See, make it true, put an entry order here. And if that's what I would do. I'm doing the same thing on the Aussie dollar. So I would not take this one. If this takes off, this looks like it's going to take off before the Aussie dollar, right? Because the Aussie dollar is going down and the Swiss is going up. This might be the up move very fast. So I would look for a buy setup here. Yen is taking off. So let's see if we're in the yen trade. Yep, we got tagged in the dollar yen. So go to the positions and you'll see dollar yen. Yeah, we got tagged in the dollar yen. We're slightly positive. That's not anything as yet. That's probably 2 pips movement. 71 to 75, 3 pips movement. So we're gonna wait. Let's go look at the yen dollar. That is where we got tagged. So just a couple pips. Let's see how it goes. I want them to break this top here, and they just break it. We want to see what happened. Do we have any? Well, it's not divergences yet, but it's still going. So we'll have to leave it. This is the big trade if it goes. The idea is I don't want just a couple pips here. I'm looking for the bigger trade all the way to the top. But if they just come somewhere here and start to go like the Pong, like the Pong Oz yesterday, if they do that, we'll go for a break-even trade. So let's see if this is going to go. Gold is going down. That's expected. The gold is expected. Swiss might, the silver might follow. See, they're just coming down here in a correction. I don't expect them to break the structure, but you may have to wait. Let's take all of this out. Those were trade setups. Take this out. Do I think they're going to break that low? I don't see that possibility, but we'll have to be aware. If they break the low, right now that looks more like a correction for upside. And the reason I said you keep your entry order above the top, for the same reason that we expect them to come down more, right? You don't want to be trapped in the trade and then watch it go down. So if you're going to look for a sell, this has to break, it has to pull back, and then you're going to go for a sell, right? I don't see a sell setup coming, at least not as yet. I don't see that sell setup coming there. We'll have to wait and see if it happens. Silver should be going down too. Yeah, well, slightly, not much. You can see it's still there. Put it in a 1 hour, you probably see some. It's still in the consolidation. It didn't go, still within this sideways move. Right? They might break a little, but it's not going anywhere very far. There is a small flat here. If you look at this as an isolated piece, there's a small flat there. See that? If you look at that as an isolation by itself, you'll see this piece. Put it in a 15 so you can see it, for example, that one. There's a small consolidation here. So you're looking at a 1, 2, 3 wave going down here. How far that is going to go, I don't expect it to go very far, because we're still within this whole big consolidation. Right, so you had 1, 2, 3 up. If you look at this piece, we made a move up. That's the move up. You have 1, 2, 3 up here. You're getting 1, 2, 3 down here. You probably get another 1, 2, 3 up here, maybe down and then up. So if they're making a bigger consolidation, that's a chance. Can they stop here and come back to retest the low? Retest this low? Possible. I don't see that happening right now, but that is possible. But structurally, I don't see that happening. I see them actually going back up. Spike is caused of news. It could be. It really doesn't matter what causes the spike. That's irrelevant. Structurally, you will still see it. All those forecasts I'm making, if you're following me the whole week, most of them are going the way we expect them to go, right? Not that they told me in advance what the news is going to be. You just keep looking at the structure, right? And look at S&P 500. Let's go look at that. It's going. So if you have an entry order above that, you're in the trade, right? So remember what I told you. It doesn't matter what they're saying about trade war. This might very likely go back retest the top, because it's not looking like an impulse to the downside. So you could be in that trade right now. If you trade S&P 500, my traders might be in it, and you'll have to use a stop here. Right? So the structure will do what it has to do, regardless of what the news is telling you, because whatever they're doing, they're not telling you what they're doing. That is what you have to be aware of, that no one is telling you what they're doing. And you don't have access to that information. Anybody writing any crap on the internet, believing they have access to the information, are probably fooling you, because they don't also, right? No one has access to the information of what the bigger players are doing. They do not share that information, and especially not with the press, not with Bloomberg, not with CNBC, not with anybody, including not with the general mass of people. If they feed you that information, it's because they don't want you to know it, right? They want you to know something else. What is it you want? Shanghai Composite, let's see what that is. Interesting chart. You got an impulse down, you got a 1, 2, 3 up. You get an impulse down, you get a 1. I think this is more of a 1, 2, 3 impulse here too. So you get a 1, 2, 3 up, you get a 1, 2, 3 down. You probably look for another 1, 2, 3 up there, all within the structure, right? No matter how much time you watch this video, you can't get the structure. Of course, you wouldn't get it. That's the whole point. It does. You can't learn wave analysis by watching these videos. It's not possible. Silver is going down. Let's see how far it goes. If it was that easy, everybody would have known it. It's not that easy. You have to understand the whole complex of all the structure. It's like knowing everything and then trying to figure out which one there is. It's not that easy as it looks. So you can look for some on the 4 hour, look for some consolidation here and buy it up, right? On the daily, probably even look for this to probably consolidate here. and then look for a buy setup. That will take a while. It's not going to happen immediately. So let's see if silver and gold is breaking, if we can get a trade on the gold there probably. It's not breaking out, it's still there. They drop, but it's not breaking out. That drop is okay. They do that before they leave. This one drop also, so let's see. We're still within the consolidation, right? So even the drop is within the consolidation. 4 hour, this is the consolidation. But we're still within that sideways move. They made one down, one up, one down, one up. We can make another one here and then go. No, you need to be trained. If you want to understand how this works, you need to have the right training, right? You need to literally come, let's train you to do it. There's a whole difference in training and just watching some videos. If watching videos would make us professional, we will all be professional in whatever we want to be. If you want to become a professional footballer, would you sit and watch video? Or would you go learn to kick the ball? Right? Question is, what will make you a professional? What is happening with oil? Let's go check oil. Yeah, that's a good short-term sell if you like short-term sell there, right? Like I said, I saw that, but I'm not taking the short-term sells. Oil is going up. Be careful when they break this top. Nothing's happening. If it breaks this top, you will go with this flat. 1, 2, 3. Remember, we give you the 2 options. So if they break the top, they will still likely come down. You're still in a sideways move. See that? So you have 1, 2, 3. They go break. I think the one that had that pattern very clear was the UK oil. See that? Because they were breaking. So the UK oil was a buy here this morning, or buy here if you want. When they break the top, you move in the positive because you have 1, 2, 3. You have 1, 2, 3. When they break that top, this could still be downside. Right? We don't know that as yet, but it's very possible. Because this looks more like a consolidation and this looks more like an impulse. So you wait. If you're in the buy nowadays, all you have to, don't take off the trade because we don't know how high they go, right? You don't know how high this thing is going to go. It could do this, do this, do this, and then come back here, right? So what you're going to do is just put it to break even. WXYZ pattern, WXYXZ pattern. You missed the 1X. You can learn a lot, but you still wouldn't understand the whole concept. That's the point. The whole concept is much more complex than just the videos I'm doing. So somebody wanted to do WXY. That would be a tough thing to do right now. I'll have to go show you what each pattern looks like first before I can give you that. Right? It's not that easy just to show the pattern. You can't just, you have to learn the patterns, all the rules and everything, and then you'll know how to do it. So everything is pulling back kind of like sideways. Nothing is going that is a trade right now. The silver is pulling back within the consolidation. See, we're still within that consolidation going down. We're pulling back within this. So let's see how low they go, and then we see if they go back today. If not today, tomorrow. Aussie is pulling back. New Zealand is pulling back. Aussie is pulling back. It's pulling back really sharp. You can see that. I don't think they'll break the low again, but let's see. We can take that off because now they either have to break the low or consolidate. I don't see this as a running flat with a bigger one. We're looking at the smaller possibility for running flat here. Right, that looks more like a running flat. Could it be a bigger running flat with this option here? That one? I don't think so. I think that will be stretching it too far. Let's wait and see. And New Zealand. That's New Zealand, sorry, and Aussie. Aussie, same thing. Just wait. Even if they break the low, I'm not interested in the sell. Interested only in the buy. The bigger move is to the upside. Right, so these are very short moves going down. They may consolidate here. Hope they do that. We'll expect them to consolidate. Probably make this, come here, do this, come here, and then take off. Let's see. Even if they drop and they break the low, they'll come back immediately. See what happened when they broke this low? They went up back immediately. Yeah, they both have the same daily structure. I showed it yesterday, so pretty much it's not that difficult. We have an impulse and we're consolidating within the impulse. We have a 1 wave up, we have a 1, 2, 3 wave down. So we're waiting for this to turn and go up. This is the trade you want, and this is the trade you want. So you just have to wait for that thing to finish what it's doing right now. Everybody's freaking out, and that is a little fall there. This is just, you see, you can't even see the single candle. They just went up, dropped, they went up. They're still within that candle, and then they get, this is the trade you want. That's the trade you have to focus on. Not the one little candle at the bottom there. If you focus on that sell there, you would lose focus of the bigger buy. So whatever they're doing, they let them do it. You focus on getting the buy. Every time you look, you try to get a buy setup rather than a sell. It's the same thing you see in New Zealand, right? The direction you want to go with the trade in the bigger direction, not the smaller direction. Nothing else is happening. All the yen pairs are stocked. The dollar yen went up a little and it's stocked there too. Let's see if there's a possibility for more downside in the dollar yen. Not as yet. We can't say that as yet. Possible, but we can't make a conclusion like that as yet. Too early. If this trade, I would put a stop here, which means at this level, if it breaks this level, I'll close the trade, right? Because I'm expecting them not to come back and break that impulse, but to go up or consolidate one out of the two. If they consolidate, we go out for break even. If they come back, we take the loss. You just can't interfere with the trade yet. Yeah, that's what I'm just explaining. There is always a chance. Bigger picture, let's see. I'm not expecting them to do that right now, but yes, they can do it. You can look at this as a possible flat. Where would your sell come in? Your sell would come in when they break this low here. Make a flag, that's your sell. Right? Right now, you can't make that assumption that it's going to go down. I would close the trade, like I said, I'll close the trade if they come back to this level. That's a close. Right now, let's see if they go more, or if they start to consolidate there, you take it off, and then we'll see what we'll go back in the trade again. But it's going right now, so no need to do anything. Just wait. Patience. A reminder to everybody, I'm not making any trade call, and I'm not advising anybody to take any trade. These are my trades. I'm showing you how I trade, what I do, how I analyze the charts, what I look for, and what trades I'm interested in. You are here just to enjoy the show. You have a small loss on gold sell. Let's see, at 128.85. You're from 128.84.85. Let me put it this way. If I were you, I would close my trade. Right? I can't tell you what to do with your trade. You're at 128. If I were you, I would close the trade. I can't tell you what to do with the trade, but I can tell you how I look at the chart. And I'm looking at this as a correction for upside. That's my thought process. I'm not in the trade, right? Blah, 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 in the disclaimer has not. Yeah, so if I could see the possibility of this stopping right here and going right back up. I'm actually looking for a buy in it. Now, is there a chance that they can break this and fall? There's always that possibility. I'm not looking for that. So I would probably just reduce my risk by taking it off or putting a stop somewhere else. Right? If you think it's going to fall, you can decide you'll put a stop here if you can give up that much more. Not in the correction that I see. In this pattern that I see, I personally don't think they're going to go much lower. UJ gold and silver correlated? No, they're not. Not even gold and silver is correlated. I think we spoke about that yesterday already. There's no correlation in them. I think euro yen could be a good buy. Yep, we'll look at the euro yen. Let's see, euro yen might give a good buy. Most of the yen pairs are setting up for buy opportunities. I would allow the euro yen to break out first. I see what you're saying, but because of this sharp move here and this 1, 2, 3 here, I would allow this to break the top there and then look for a trade. You can put if I was going to take this trade, I'll put an entry order here. But I put the same entry order I have on the Swiss franc and the Swiss yen as well. So because of that, I'm not taking this trade. Right, this could go a little more lower too. Because of the Swiss yen that I'm in, I'm not taking this one. Oh, let me just take off the sound from the next computer. Any trades, any other trades you guys are looking at so we can go? Gold is the 618 fib. I don't really trade the fib so much in these things. I don't think there's anything fantastic about it, but we can pull it fib to see. If you're talking about this one, yeah, you're the 618. I don't take that as a trade setup. Aussie New Zealand has it finished 4-hour regular flat for upside. 4-hour Aussie New Zealand has a 4-hour flat for upside. I don't see that as yet. Oh, you're talking about this piece? No, that's not a flat. I can tell you that immediately. That's not a flat. If they're going to make a flat here, it will take a long more time. You will have to have a move up here. You'll have to have a move back down here, and then it's going to be a flat. You'll have to have a flat in the middle here, and then you'll get something like that. So, but there is a very good chance that Aussie New Zealand will come back down lower here. Right, there's a good chance for that. So keep an eye out for that. The possibility is they can go lower. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking at this whole piece here. See, when they broke here, they actually start to go flat like that. And that means that they can actually come back and retest this low before they go. That is a possibility I'm looking at. Come retest the low, then go. Yeah, Aussie, all the yen pairs. Aussie yen might be good. Swiss yen, because Swiss should go down. CAD should go down. CAD yen should be interesting. I'm expecting the yen will be doing the opposite of what everything else is doing. So all yen pairs will be good. Pong yen will probably go up. We'll see Aussie euro yen go up. We'll see a lot of yen pairs will move. So if that starts to happen, we can switch to a lot of yen pairs. I don't have like a favorite currency, but I just like to trade any pattern that I see that is pretty good. It's not like it has to be any specific currency. I'm mostly looking at the patterns. If you say which one I'm more confident in trade, which trade I can keep longer, it's not a currency but silver, and that's more because of logic. Yeah, silver. I can keep it longer. I can hold silver longer in a drawdown. That's because of the more logical situation that silver cannot go to zero. It can devalue itself. Put it that way. Currencies can devalue very much, right? Because if you're living in Venezuela or you're living in Zimbabwe, you know how devalued currencies can be, right? You're going to Venezuela to buy thing with currency. You're actually taking a suitcase with you to buy, right? Because the currency has very little value. There is no reason. That's their style of trading. Why? What other traders focus on one set of pairs? Maybe they started when the punk pairs are moving and they just stayed with it. There's no I don't think they may have their reason. I don't know why. Do you think each pair has its own personality? Of course. Each pair behaves slightly different, but the patterns in them are the same, which means you are going to see the same pattern. Structurally, they move the same way, but they don't move the same time. They don't behave exactly the same way. You might have slightly different patterns in them, but it's all doing the same thing. What do you suggest for those who have small capital and want to learn from you? Small capital and want to learn from me. That's a good question. here's the thing with trading, and here's what I do, right? Trading carries a big risk. I can tell you from my experience, even traders who have finished my course and have very small capital, because I always tell traders you need to have a good capital and at least 1 year experience before you join me. Some traders try to not be honest about that, and then they end up struggling with a very small capital to trade. And it's a psychological problem as well, because when you get into my group, you're going to see people start posting winning trades into the thousands and people doubling their account and people with very huge account. And psychologically, if you have a very small account and you're not making money, you're struggling. That's not a good thing. It can have a negative effect on you, right? Because we have a lot of traders who are managing accounts. You would see one trader post 3 different accounts, all positive. See? So how would you manage in an atmosphere like that where everybody is posting very good and you have a very small one? That might be not so good. And at the same time, I think if you have a very small amount of money, trading Forex might not be the best thing to do. Now, if you say I'm training to trade Forex so that I can do something else, not trading a small account, but manage people account or go work for a prop firm or something like that, and there have been traders who do that. They came and they took the course just because they want the knowledge so that they can go do something else with it. Like, well, a few of them even took the knowledge and selling signals to people, which is not right. I don't think that's a good thing to do, because I don't know that they are successful traders too. I mean, I don't even know they understand the concept right, but they think they can sell signals with it. So, you will be surprised of the different type of people in the world, but that's not the point. The point is, what do you want to do with it? If you have a small account, you will not really make a lot of money. Let's say you have $1,000 account and you double it in a year. Let's say you're a good trader, you double it in 6 months. That's $1,000 divided by 6. I don't know where you live and how much salary you pay, but a job might pay you with less risk, might pay you much more, right? A job with much less risk might pay you much more money, and then you don't have to risk anything. Remember, you're risking your money here, right? The chances are you can lose it. And in a job, you will get your salary at the end of the month. You're not losing anything, right? Yes, anyone we find selling signals are removed from the room. How do you think people are trolling me? People who we found stealing and we throw them out of the room, what happens? They immediately become trolls. They start trolling me, telling you how I'm a scammer and all of that. Well, that's because they're being kicked out of the room. As a matter of fact, we've kicked out some people and they bought their way back into the room. They joined the course through their wife or their brother or their sister ID. And they're back in the room. Well, if you don't like what I do, why do you come back in? Why do you pay a second time to join? Always ask yourself, if somebody doesn't like what I'm doing, why would they buy? Bitcoin and X dropping. Well, we forecast that this morning. We actually forecast a sell on the XRP in our room, in our trading room. You would see. Let me show you. Come back. The patterns, we discussed this pattern this morning. Let me show you in a 1 hour. See that breakout there? That's a sell setup for my traders, and we're expecting them to come back into this area here. Right back into this area here, because you're looking at this pattern. 1, 2, 3. This should come back here, and that's your buy zone. See, for you, that's shocking that it's coming back. We actually forecasted. I actually told my traders, if you want, you can take a short sell on this. It's a nice one. It's if you feel like selling it. If not, you wait for it to come here and you buy. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Correction. That's a correction. You can see that. That's not a fall. That's a small correction. You can see this here breaking. It's probably going to come back here and give you a buy setup. Ethereum, same thing. It's coming down as a pullback. See the big picture? They went up. They're going to pull back when they make a move like this. They pull back. When they make a move like that, they pull back. When they make a move like that, they're going to pull back and then go. That's the LTC coming back to. So as you see, we have those stops they're breaking. They broke the stop. You got that. You get this. You're coming back here, and then you're going. So you might even get a sell setup. This looks like a running flat here. So you might get a sell setup from here very soon. A buy setup, sorry, not sell. If you get a sell, it's going to be short term. Be your own boss if comes with risk. Has huge benefits as well. Yes, that's true. If you're pursuing a personal doctor now, how do you see it? I think you mean how do I see being a doctor? You fail at the medicine because I didn't get completed the Soviet Union collapse. I didn't get I was 4.5 year medical student, so I was pursuing a course on medicine. If I don't know if you know that or you're just guessing. No, if I had completed the course, I'll pretty much be a free doctor. We have a lot of doctors who complete the course and they're working in Guyana either as doctors in a big hospital or they have their own private practice. You can have your own private practice as a doctor. You're pretty much free to work when you want, right? Freedom to work, especially now in the atmosphere now that exists. You know, it doesn't matter what you do. You can be a freelancer, whatever job you do. If you're good at it, you can be a freelancer. There are many things you can do and make money in your profession. It doesn't matter what your profession is. And sometimes even working for other people release you of a lot of headache, right? I just happen to all my life work for myself. So I've had a business of my own business. So I never worked for anybody there, pretty much. But I don't think it's something, I don't see it as something demeaning as long as you're bringing some benefit to it, right? But yeah, of course, being a trader gives you a lot of freedom. But if you take the stats of people, go do a research on how much traders are successful in Forex. You would find that most stats on most of the brokers will tell you it's about, I think, an average of 90% fail. That's a 10% that makes it, right? So if you look at most trading group that exists, ask them their stat, they will probably not tell you. I don't know. We publish, we do it every week. We do a poll every week in ours. 5% of them. Well, and every week we do a poll how you do this week, and then we do how you do it for the year and how you do. And then an average for last year, we had about 60% success rate. People were successfully making money, and some people living off of that money already. And we have on a weekly basis, it varies. Some week we have 80%, some week we have 40%. Right, but an average about 60% of our traders are successful within a year period. Yeah, I wouldn't know exactly if it's 90 days or 90 what, but yes, the average of 90% of them lose their entire account. How fast that happens, I have no idea. But that's statistics. That's not me saying that. The brokers put out those stats because that happens. Why? Because they think you can make money. It's an easy thing. You're free. You can make money, but then you will just not make. You will lose your account and you lose all your money, and then they realize it doesn't work. Most traders think you can do this without any kind of knowledge. You just need to get a strategy that say buy here, sell here, and you're good to go. Right? Most traders think it's that simple. It's not. Right? So let's go back to what we were doing. We're looking at the yen. We were in the yen, so let's go look at the yen. That's the only trade we have active today. All the rest of them are still there. It's going good. I don't see any reason to interfere with it. See the 4-hour close, the next 4-hour candle open, and it's going really good. So we'll just leave it at that. It's okay. The 1 hour is okay too. I'm in the Swiss, New Zealand yen, Euro, New Zealand. This is a very long-term one, and it's going good. I don't see any reason to interfere with it too. That's going good. I'm in silver, and silver is in consolidation, and it probably stay there for a while. I don't see any reason to do anything here too, right? So I'll just leave it. Buy here, sell there. That's a good strategy, yes. Pretty much what they tell you, right? Because if you're following a lot of people on the internet, what they do, they will draw some horizontal lines and they'll tell you when it break the line, take this trade here, enter here, and put 30 pip stop, and you're good to go, right? And they will one or two trade every now and then. And the long term, we don't see the results. Here's the thing. Transparency is the only thing that solves this problem. If you want Forex trading to be clean and to be good, and to know whether people actually can trade and make money and they have a strategy that works or doesn't work, you have to have transparency. I'm starting it. I'm leading a trend. I'm starting a trend. Eventually, everybody will be forced to do it. Just like I started wave analysis. If you go Google wave analysis, you'll be surprised how many people are doing wave analysis now. Even those who don't understand what they're doing are doing wave analysis. That's part of it, but that's good because at least they understand the concept and they understand what will work, right? You're not scared of the market. I think the number one thing 99% of my traders learn when they learn the wave analysis is they're no longer scared of the market. They start understanding what it's doing. That's the number one thing you will hear from them. That's the feedback I get. Oh, I can actually see what it's doing now. I'm not so scared of it anymore. I understand the patterns. I can see the corrections. I can see the impulses, things they weren't seeing before. That's the number one. And then they start learning to master it and do forecasts, and then it all becomes very amazing. Now, most people who are struggling with trading, it's not because they can't do the analysis good. It's because their ability to handle risk is a little difficult for them. Some of them overtrade, some of them undertrade, some of them risk too much. I'm doing it individually with everyone and give them what to do. How you take the course if you don't have the money to take the course? That's a good question. It's like me sitting here and wanting a Ferrari and thinking, how the hell do I buy it if I don't have the money to buy it? See, you just have to wait until you have the money to do it. I don't have any reduction plan for now, and maybe I will consider that coming year end. I'll consider, because there's a lot of people who are asking. Maybe we can work something out to give you guys a reduction for the course, but that's not a promise. Don't hold me to that. That's something I can work on, because I know there are thousands of people out there, and that's why I do the free webinars. That's why I do sessions like these, so that at least you can have an understanding, right? Not because silver is dropping, you have to, freak out about it. See, it's coming back up. It's still in consolidation. That's the whole point. So that you start understanding what the market is doing. Okay, any other trades you guys see? Oh, New Zealand CAD. Somebody see New Zealand CAD. I can look at the trades you are looking at. If there's a setup that you see or something you want to trade, you think it's going to go up or down, it doesn't matter, right? Something you want to trade, I can look at them, because I might not be trading that. New Zealand CAD, let's see, I got a New Zealand CAD here. Tell me what you're looking for. I think you're looking for a buy setup. That makes sense. You should get a good buy setup in there. It might not be ready as yet, but yeah, if it consolidates here long enough. What's a bigger picture? Let me see if there's a buy setup there. Okay. I don't think they'll break this low. They might start to go up from here. So we're looking for the upside in that. That's a good one. You can keep your eyes on that one. Yeah, you can do that for a start. Read the book and watch all the webinars. That might help you. There was a running flat on Euro New Zealand and the 1 hour. No, I will say there was a running flat on the 4 hour. That running flat is finished. It's already going down. We're looking for sell setups on Euro New Zealand, if we are not already in the sell. Pound New Zealand, running flat on the pound. Yeah, there was a running flat on the pound. That was a more, running flat or expanding. I think it's running flat on the pound New Zealand. That broke already. They're making a small flag now, so you may get a sell setup. Let's go look at it, pound New Zealand. It's making a small flag, so there might be a sell setup coming here, see? The only thing is you're very close to breaking out of this structure. Let's see if they break it today, put it on the 1 hour. So they broke that structure, and now they're making a flag here. I would probably wanted to consolidate a couple more hours here, and this would be a nice trade setup tomorrow. If that happens today, you get a nice trade tomorrow. The setup would be perfect. See something like this. See this here? Then you can sell that. So let them do that right now. Let them make a couple more hours here, and then we'll get that sell tomorrow. That's what I'm looking for. I think you got the idea, right? Can you show us some AB squeeze patterns? I wouldn't remember where they're all, but I remember one of them because that one was very famous. That's the Peng Yen. I wouldn't remember where all the rest are because we see them mostly in the 60 minutes and so. So I think everybody remembers this one. Peng Yen, that was this, where was it? think was somewhere in here. Let me see if I can remember where that was. Pang yen. Where it really was. I think on the daily, right? On the daily, yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, on the daily here, this piece. This was the most famous one. I think all of you remember this. You got to move down. You got a 1, 2, 3, something like that. And then you start to get that squeeze going down. See it? I think this was the famous one because I keep saying, watch for the breakout, watch for the breakout, watch for the breakout, right? And then at this point, everybody thought this guy's crazy, and then it broke out. Because it took a long time to break. Let's see, you can see, I was looking for the break from somewhere at this point, I think, starting to look. So it took about 42 days after that before it break. From the point where I was looking for the breakout, it took 42 days before it broke out. So it took a long time, right? And 42 days, people go crazy. It is not breaking out. Eventually, it breaks out. There are many of them actually all over, but you will see them very often on lower time frames, like 60 minutes and so. Not necessarily. The B wave, it has nothing to do with what the B wave is. The B wave could be anything. The B wave doesn't have to be a contracting. It could be any pattern. It could be a triangle even if it wants. It's more about what the C wave is doing. We're getting something. It is not an AB squeeze, right? There's a definition for it why we look. This is not an AB squeeze, but this is already telling you that they're about to go up, right? So you might get one more sell here. If you did the drop, you might get a sell here. If they do this, you might get one more drop here. Might not go very far. See, this one didn't go very far. So this might not go very far. And then you can start, when you see this pattern here, you start to look for the break to the upside. Okay, Aussie is starting to move back up. Let's see if they break out today. New Zealand is going back up. Silver has retraced almost everything that it just fell, right? Almost retraced everything back. If they go back, they might break out today. If it goes as fast as it's moving now, we might get a breakout today. Rusal buy setup, let's see. Russian aluminum company. We have it in Guyana. Where is Rusal? I just put it on in this one. Is this Rusal? Yeah. Let's see in the daily. Weekly, what it's doing. Is this all the charts or there are more charts to this? Yeah, I can see the buy setup come in. They're probably going to give you back this one here, a little more up there. You got to be careful though, because it might not go very far. I can see this. I don't think that is the correction. I think this is the big one. This here. So you're going to go back to the top and then you might come down here. So they're actually going up right now because I don't think that's the correction. Pattern is a little different, right? So I would look for this upside. Let's see in the daily. You're getting a correction here. I don't think it's ready for the upside as yet. You're getting that correction there, but I don't think that's ready for the upside as yet. Put it in a 4 hour. Let's see. Wait. It could go anytime, so you have to wait for the setup. For beginners, any suggestion on exercise that they can do by their own after watching your method just to prepare their own before joining your team? Watch all the videos I do. That's the only thing I can. I don't think they're going to learn very much. I mean, you're going to learn about reading the patterns. You're going to learn about how to manage your account and all of that, but you might not be able to identify the patterns very clearly still from that. But you'll get some idea. What do you think about pound Oz for short? Not as yet. Let it consolidate. Be careful because I showed it at the start that it might be the very final drop before they correct deep. But we can take the trade. If it consolidates enough, we can take it. It's not consolidated enough as yet. You can go to charts and look for patterns as exercise. Yeah, you can do that. That's not a bad idea. Silver, yeah, it's coming back. That's normal. We're not. I knew silver was going to go back, right? We just wait for it. Silver will go up, guys. It's just a matter of time. relax. You're going to see silver go up like crazy. Let's see what this is doing. Ending diagonal. Not sure I can see an ending diagonal here, but I can see a sell setup forming here on the 4 hour. That's what the daily looks like. Oh, you're looking at this piece? No, I don't think that's an ending diagonal. It's just going like that. Yeah, downside is very possible here. If you look at the big picture, downside here is very possible. But I don't think that's an ending diagonal. So you can wait for the sell setup to come. That might take a while. Look for this smaller one, the 4 hour and then the 1 hour. You're getting a small sell setup here. Let them go back up there. Let it go back up there and then drop. You're getting a small trade here. This might be the start of the downside. Take a look at the USN. I got tagged. Yeah, it's just tagged you, so you just have to wait. I got tagged, so you just have to wait. Wait some more. Don't chase it. Let's see what else. What do you think about the Dutch Bank chart? It was going down the last time we checked. That was a long time back. Let me take off all these charts. I have too many of them. Deutsche Bank. What is the code again? DB, I think, right? Yes, Deutsche Bank. Oh, I have it here. Sorry. It's still downside. See that? It's still it is going to turn very soon, but it might be very slow, right? If you look at the big picture, the turn is coming. With a little bit, look at the big picture. This is it. Right, the turn is coming, but it just keeps crawling down. It just keeps crawling down here. So yeah, this price 987. It wouldn't go bankrupt, so very likely. You just wait for that turn. I wouldn't jump in early because it's gonna keep going down. Wait for it to turn, make an impulse, and make a flag, and then you start buying it back up to the top. At least a move like this, back to the top here, and then they might retest the low again. Right. So yes, there's a good chance you're gonna get some upside on that. You can probably wait for that setup. HSBC, that's a different, let's see, HSBC. HSBC, which one? HK. Oh, the code is HK. That's what you're looking for, the HK or Hong Kong. Is that for the HSBC Hong Kong? Can you give me the code exactly? Because if I could do HSBC, I don't get it. If I do HK, I get this. What's the code for the one you're looking at? Yes, Swiss is making correction for more down. We might get a nice sell in the Swiss. Let's go look at the Swiss chart. I like it for a sell. I have an entry order for a sell here. Put it in the 1 hour. Sorry, I have an entry order for a sell here. But that might not be the best place to get it. I may look for a better place to get it because you got this 1, 2, 3 now. We can move that sell to a higher place. I can move that sell order to this level. I'm still looking for a sell. It's going up a little, but I don't think I'm not looking for a bias yet on it. This is more of a consolidation, just pushing up a little more. Do we have a buy setup? No, I will not buy it here. Not as yet. If they go up and start making more flags, then I'll buy. But the sell can come in here now, which means I'll move let it settle and then I'll move the entry order. Yen is going up slowly, let's say. Euro should be ready for an up move too. So the euro yen might be a good one. Right, yen is going up slowly. It's not there as yet, but it's going slowly. And if euro is going to go up, euro yen might be a good one. Let's look at euro yen again. Euro yen and entry order here might be a good idea. Just above that top, because let me see in the 1 hour. Yeah, might be a good idea above this top here, because the euro dollar is ready for an up move. See, euro dollar is here. We should get an up move there. It's like a 1, 2, 3 come down to this level. That's your impulse, though we're looking for an up move here. The euro buy might not be the best thing to do, just in case they drop lower for a running flat. But the euro yen, if yen is going up and euro makes a sudden spike like yesterday, the euro yen is a good idea. Let's put an entry order in the euro yen. Right? I like the idea. Put an entry order here. We're going to be about 30 pips. That's good. You put an entry order there. I don't want to put it above here. We're still, because if you put it above this, they'll go tag you like this and pull you down back, right? They'll make 1, 2, 3. I want them to break out, right? Which means I'm looking for this to be the correction, and that's a breakout. Swiss pound dollar is just going down slowly. There might be one spike and then it's going to continue to go down. Pound is getting weak. At least for now, it's crawling down. I'll wait for it to turn before I look for any buy. Selling it where it is right now, not a good idea. Selling the pound where it is right now is definitely not a great idea. I like this. I'm going to put the entry order in this. Let's go put an entry order that. So the yen is going very much. This is pulled back a little. Don't worry with this one. This is pulled back a little. So the euro, New Zealand is consolidating. We just have to wait for a fall. I like the euro yen to the upside. So I'm going to put the entry. If it doesn't go, don't worry. But I like the idea. So I'm going to put the entry order. AUR. What's the price? 123.10. We'll give it the 4 pip slippage. So let's just make sure the order is there. Come on. Euro yen. Stop buy 2000 at 123.10. Let's go. Let's see. I like this if it goes. But I want it to break out really sharp. If it's going to take its own time, I'll take off the trade, which means if it comes slowly and tag me like this, I'll take off the trade. I want it to go like this. If the euro spike and it does that, that's a trade I want. We'll keep it. So you see how I trade. You have an idea what I do. Let's see. CNX Auto, please. We look at that afterwards. Let's see Disney. B-Wave with Disney. What is the code for Disney? Just Disney? You just write Disney? Why I don't trade futures? No reason. I don't have any specific. I never looked at it, put it that way. So there's like no. It's not that I don't trade it because of any reason. I simply never looked at it. But it's not impossible to do, right? It doesn't really matter what you trade in the big picture as long as you see the patterns. Oh, 405 is the code for HSBC. DSNY, that's for Disney, right? So let's go with Disney first, and then we're gonna go. Or let's do yours first. 0005. That's the code for it. I don't see that. I don't see HSBC here in that code. No, I mean, what's the code and trading view? I think you got me wrong. What's the code and trading view for it? How do I find the charts in trading view? I'm a trading view, so you have to give me the code I'll look for there. DSNY. DSNY. Let's see. See? Disney. You find it easy. I think this is the one, right? No, this is Destiny Media's technology. That's for Disney. Oh, DIS for Disney. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, Walt Disney Company. We got it. Let's see. Put it in the daily. Let's see. Well, you said there's a buy setup or something. What was the trade? It's pretty much going up nice. Let me see something. It's in a nice upside. Looks like there's going to be more upside. So you probably wait for. Okay. There's a good chance you might want to wait for one more down. I see this as a possible running flat in the making. You may want to wait for this thing to come back here and then go. You may want this to come back here before you get into any buy setup. So go to the 4 hour. Let's see if we have any sell setup. You might be getting some setup here. It's kind of making a bigger consolidation. I'll let it do something like that and then look for the trade down. See? So you may want to let it do that first. Let it confirm that. Then you go for the one down. That would be the confirmation of the trade. So let's look again. Swiss looks downside. So let's go back to the trades we were looking for, the trades we were going to get today. I like the dollar Swiss for the downside. Let's see if it's coming. It's not coming in yet. That's just consolidation. Go back to the 1 hour. Yeah, wait for this. It's not, you know, they make a flag, you can go up a little more, but I don't see anything. Yen is not moving. If yen doesn't move within the next 2-3 hours, we'll just take it off. See, it's still pretty much there. One candle doesn't mean anything as yet, right? If I don't know where you keep your stop, but here would be a good place to keep a stop. Just to tell you, right, what to do. Here would be a good place to keep a stop if any one of you are in the trade. I'm in the trade, so I'll just watch to see what they do here. If it makes a correction here, we'll allow it to go more. If they drop, they pull back, we close the trade. Without taking you. Taking you out, we close the trade. So just wait. Sometimes the trade takes a while to go. Not on the first candle or the second candle. What else? Nothing else. The market is pretty much dead. It's quiet. Nothing is moving. Everything is in consolidation. Do you care about quality of chart data? Two brokers, different data, for example. Yeah, that's pretty important sometimes, but I think the brokers have different data because one of them is messing with you, right? Right? When they do that, one of them is messing with you. So what we do is we always look at a third and a fourth data provider. So I think on TradingView, you have 4 of them. You have Owanda, you have FXCM, you have Forex.com, and you have, there's another one there, basically. So you can look to see which one has the best one, right? I see, right? You can look to see which one of them are actually matching with the ones you see. So if 3 of them have the same thing and one doesn't, then we know which one of them is messing, right? Traders who are trading 1 pair only, yes. We have traders who trade only 1 pair. Especially when you're practicing and you're now learning, we let them trade only 1 pair, right? GU for the upside, that's a pretty aggressive move. I can see the GU pair, that's an aggressive move. I'm looking for an upside, but I'm looking for this. See this piece here? I'm looking for that here, and then the sell. So is that a buy? Maybe. I would not take it. If I'm going to buy this, they have to give me an impulse and a correction to the upside, which I don't have. Because you buy here, you will watch it drop 200 pips more just as you click buy, right? Very often. My charts are frozen. What happened? Okay, give me a second, guys. TradingView charts are frozen. Okay, that's only this screen. Everything else can move. One second, I can't, my charts are frozen here. Oh, it's going now. It's going now. Okay. So we were looking at what? We were looking at the, I think we're looking at the tongue. Yes. It's too early. We're looking for a running flat here, just to show you what we're looking for. We're looking for this to make a running flat here. Come back here, and that would be a sell setup after that. For the Cadian break, yeah, the Cadian breakout. So if you put the end short on the Cadian, you will get it. But I was selling the CAD, so I didn't take the Cadian entry, which is not such a great idea, right? I took the wrong one. Both had the same structure. CAD yen upside, CAD dollar downside. I took the CAD dollar and closed it. What do you think about DXY? CAD yen broke. If you wanted to go higher, there's a flag. Now wait for that flag and then take the buy again. It's gonna be a buy. Let's see what else. Why ruble didn't go? I'll take a look at ruble and then we'll come back to the trades we are in and the trades we can take. What are we putting a sell stop? Let's go to the trades first, then we'll come to all the other things. Putting a stop on Euro New Zealand. Yeah, not a bad idea. Putting a sell stop here is not a bad idea. Actually, it's a good idea. Right. They're consolidating here, so putting a stop here is always a good idea. I like it. Euro Oz. Euro Oz, the same thing. I have the same trade in the Aussie. You can do the same thing. You can put a sell stop here for the downside. This is the top that we broke. Take that off. A sell stop there is not a bad. This is a big trade too. That's a pretty big trade. If this drop, we'll get a very nice trade here. So that means for all of that to happen, very likely Aussie will still have to go up pretty fast. Right? Otherwise, these trades are not going to happen. Take that out. That was an earlier sell that would have been a break even if you take it. CAD downside, no, CAD is in the sideways move. It's not downside as yet. You see, we're still in this move here. So we can't confirm downside. Actually, when you're in a pattern like that, it's most likely upside, right? When you're in a pattern like this, they will either consolidate some more and then make that move before they drop. So I think this is likely more upside. Not that it's going to go right now, but on the big picture, it's likely more like that. Tongue is going up, but remember that might be a running flat, so you be careful there. Let's see, Euro will go up. If Euro might be the best opportunity for a trade, let's see if we can get it. If you want to take a very, very risky trade, depends how risky you guys are. If I would take a risky trade, this would be a buy here with a stop here. Now they can break that and still go up, but that's where you will have, that's an exit point. You don't want them to go beyond that because beyond that, you don't know what they're going to do. That's a very risky trade. I wouldn't advise any one of you guys without the experience to do that. Let's go. What else are we looking at? Nothing else. Everything else is just going quietly. Euro Swiss up. Let's see. I would be careful of this upside. It might be just consolidation. This might just be the bigger picture is downside. So this upside might be very limited. It's coming down back, so put an entry above that. But I could see them doing this and then dropping. I could see that possibility. As a matter of fact, that you can put a sell order here. We're putting a sell order here because I see this mostly as a running flat there. Most likely like this now. Let's put it, let me see something in the 1 hour. Still looks downside. So be careful. If you're going to buy here, you'd have to wait for this to drop beyond this point and then put the entry at the top. Still looks like a buy. Yeah, it's also helpful for scalping if you want. You can do that. We have traders who do that. CAD yen is a good buy. Let's go look at the CAD yen. This was the entry for the CAD yen. You can put the next entry here. Upside is very possible. We're looking for this to go up here. Okay. We got this move down, that move up, this move down. Look for that move up there. So yes, the buy in this makes sense. It has a yen in it. So if you're already in the yen dollar, probably want to think twice about putting on another yen trade until that goes positive, until the dollar goes positive. So I can't put this until the dollar goes. If the dollar doesn't go positive, you will get 2 negative trades. The Aussie buy setup might no longer be valid if it breaks the low. If Aussie breaks the low, that buy setup will no longer be valid. So let me put it back here. If this comes and break this low, that buy setup will no longer be valid. We will look for a buy setup lower from here going up, right? So that will stay there as long as we're not breaking this low. For the New Zealand, I think it's the same thing. If this comes and break the low, that trade will come off. If not, it's still valid. I'm looking not for the small trades to the downside, but for the bigger picture to the upside if they go. If they come and break the low again, no problem. I look for a next buy setup. Euro Pong might be downside. That's actually not the first impulse up. That is actually the second impulse up. The first impulse up is here. This is the first impulse up. Then you get 1, 2, 3. And then you get this impulse up. That could be a flat by itself, and you could see this trade here. See? So there's a very, very, very strong probability for that. We're actually looking at this, and we're looking at a number of trades. So if you see them turn here and give you a flag, look for this trade down. So you can actually come down somewhere. Nothing is yet. So everything is just going sideways slowly. Nothing is actually moving really. Yen is still where it is. It hasn't moved away from there as yet. Euro is still where it is. The only thing that came down a little was New Zealand, and Aussie came down a little, and the silver came back down a little. That's all. The Pong pairs are correcting, so we don't have any trade there. 5 is the code for the HSBC holding. Just 5. I have never seen one with only 5 as the code. HSBC holding, right? Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen one with a number 5 as the code. I don't look at these, so let's go with the daily. You're getting a nice sell setup here. Yeah, that's a good sell setup. And the weekly, let's see what you have there. What is the bigger picture? What's the whole thing doing? Let's see in the monthly. Yeah, you're getting a trade to the downside here. When that breaks out, you will need it to break out first. Right, so you're coming to retest these lows. Coming to retest this low here. And then you would look for this one up. Make sense? Did I help you? So look for a sell setup here, and when it comes close to this low, you want to exit because there's a good chance from somewhere here they're going to start to go back up. I don't have the rest of the chart, but for this piece of the chart, that's what I see. You actually have a sell setup forming right now. See this piece here? Look at this. Did you sell this one? You're getting the same thing here. So look for the sell down. This is your run. This is your running flat. It can. This you already have a bigger running flat here. See this? This comes here. You're expecting them to go back up. Oh, you mean if they're gonna tag the low and then go back up? Possible, but I think rare. I don't expect them to tag this low. There's no need to tag the low. It's not setting up like a running flat structure. But somewhere in here, you start looking for the upside. I don't think they'll tag the low. Right now, what news event is? We can actually keep this chart and we can look at it at some other weekly outlook or something. What news event will have to be to drag that down? I don't know. See, you don't have to know what is going to be, what is going to happen in the world for that to happen, but likely it's going to happen, right? If it happens, you get the trade. Can this consolidate here some more and then drop? Yeah, they can do that and then drop. But when they drop, you make sure you get the trade. If they don't drop, you're not in the trade. The whole idea of this is that if this thing drops, you should get that trade. If it doesn't drop, then you're not in the trade. You don't have to worry about it. See? It's that easy. So, okay, guys, market is pretty quiet. Do you look for reasons behind it? No, I don't. We already know why those patterns form. So we don't need to look for any specific reason. We understand the general concept of why it forms. I don't care why they're doing it, right? Here's the thing. You might not know why they do it, but you can see what they're doing, right? You might not know the specific reason why someone decides to run a marathon, but you can see him practice for it on a daily basis, right? So the idea is not to know the exact reason why it's happening, it's just to see what's happening and try to figure out how this would develop in the future, right? What is likely going to happen here? So, okay, guys, a very quiet market. Is already 2 hours and nothing happened. We are in the yen trade, so the yen is going good. It's not thing. It's everything else is in consolidation that I'm in. So we'll wait until tomorrow and see what happens. But the dollar yen we're in, it's positive right now. Let me go back to the one. It's going good. So here is what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'll do so you know. I'll just leave it. If I think it come back here, I'll close the trade. If they come back and make a flag, if they start to consolidate here, I might consider closing it and put an end short above the top again. That's it. But I think they're going to go. So we just have to have some patience and see if they go. All right? So that's it. Thank you for coming. If all of you can, I don't know, how many people in YouTube right now? Anybody has any idea? I don't know. If all of you can invite a friend tomorrow, we'll have twice the amount of people we have here today. So take care, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. That's 190 plus whatever we had here. We had about 6 or 7, 8, it's something like here, but it's about 200 plus people. Let's get 500 tomorrow. Take care, buddy. Thank you. Bye-bye.